Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Semi-Controlled Chaos. And today I'm going to be doing something I haven't really done on this channel before, but I thought it'd be fun and I'm going to be doing it anyway, so here we are. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make, I don't exactly know what to call them, I'm just going to go with Monster Beanies. Yes. Kinda looks like the things from Pac-Man. That's what my usual response is, at least on this one. I made this one for my little sister last year. It's kind of goofy, it's got teeth. It's supposed to go over your head. I would show you, but I have a terrible hairdo. I'll show you the end product later when I finish the new one. So, the things you're gonna need is a beanie, obviously. I like these. I got them off eBay. I expect them to be kind of crappy. I was very surprised. They were, in fact, very well made. The brand is Moro Rock. It might be... No, it's the same way. I'll include the link I used to get these. They were very cheap. I believe they were... $2 to $3 a piece. I believe I bought about a dozen of them at the time when I bought them. These are very well made. You're going to need some needles, although not these needles. I already took the time to thread a needle because I'm not setting myself up for that comment fodder. You're going to need about a yard or a meter of it depending on where you live. You might have to rethread it. That's just the beginning amount of thread you're going to need. I need a pair of scissors, fabric scissors. These are very nice. They're Fisker. A black Sharpie highlighter, or just any permanent highlighter that's black. You'll see why later. And this took me a long time to figure out, so... That material that they make like decorations and stuff out of, it's felt. You're gonna need white felt and black felt. I never knew exactly what it was called, so I spent about an hour and a half in a fabric store trying to figure out exactly what I was trying to tell them I wanted. Doesn't matter. That's what you're going to need. Alright. Let's open up this beanie. Let's see, where does it open up? Damn, alright. Yeah, you like that. You're gonna wanna snip off the label, try not to cut the cat. Throw that away, who cares? Get the little plastic bit out from the inside, if you can. Yes. It's all wound up in there. Come on, there we go. I always like to rip these little tags out because they're annoying. They ruffle on your hair. Just there, you're done. Anyway, so turn it right side out. Make sure you haven't screwed it up too badly. It's got a little ploof here. Just, I mean, there. Good as new, right? All right. So where I would start is I would start by cutting out the eyes and the teeth, because those are going to be the hard parts. Now for this one you saw it was a bit goofy, it was a bit cartoony. It was for my 12-year-old sister, so that was kind of the idea. This one, however, is going to be for my nearly 30-year-old brother who just had a baby. Shout out to you, even though you never do watch any of these videos, but whatever. Insert sad meme here if I remember later. Anyway, so for this one I'm gonna have to make it like kinda serious, because if I make it cartoony he's not going to wear it. So I'm gonna have to try to make it look kind of menacing, because, you know, he's got appearances to uphold or something, I don't know. So let's go ahead and unravel it here. Oh. So it's gonna have to be some action like this right here, where I just start cutting out teeth and then trimming them down to where they look kind of intimidating and whatnot. But yeah, see, you got like a beginner there. That could be like a fang or whatever. I might trim it down a bit more just for size, but you get the idea. It would be the big fang, like your big canine fangs. And what you need to do now is to make the smaller ones. So if you just go at an angle like this, just cut the corner off, cut this little piece off, boom, look, you have another fang and it's smaller. You just keep rinsing and repeating this process. I'm probably going to jump skip to where I just have all the pieces just to save on my battery and my memory card. I wanted to do a scene where I just fast forwarded it really quickly, but I think I'm just going to have to realize this is one of those videos that I can't be really fancy with just due to time constraints, unfortunately. So I'm going to jump to where I have all the teeth pre-cut. Okay, so we're back. You're like, 3 snack breaks later, a water break, a couple dozen YouTube videos. I've got enough, mental capacity to cut out like 6 teeth. Man, ADD is a wonderful thing, isn't it? So, as you can see here, the teeth, they're not like hyper realistic. They're not supposed to be, at least not for what I'm doing. I'm still kind of keeping it cartoony, but I mean, I think it'll be fine, on all honesty. So you just set these aside for right now. You open this up. You get one of your big teeth, like the starter teeth. Put it under here. Get your needle. And you can do one of two things. You can either just go straight through like the 2 layers here, but then that means you'll never be able to open this again. So what I like to do is I like to go underneath and just do it through one. You just put the needle through. You can see here, it's just there. Like, I can just see it. Oh. And you just pull the needle or the thread through. Then what you do is you go right back up. I'm trying to get this in a better shot. You push this right back through. Push it out. Now, here's the thing that took me a while to figure out. You take your needle, you push it back through one last time. Try to line it up between the 2 like spots you've already punched through. Pull it through. You take your loop in your hand and you put it through the needle and pull it, and you tie a knot basically. Fun fact, I took a sewing course, like a college course, just to learn that one thing. Kinda sad, eh? I learned a bunch, got an A. Not important. You just keep doing that. You don't have to do the knot thing, you just keep running the thread through. Oops. I may have messed up and tied the knot too soon. Oh well. It's been a hot minute since I've done this, to be honest. So you just go ahead and cut the string. Pull it all the way through. And just retie another knot. 'Tis that simple. You could do this with a sewing machine, I assume, and make it faster. I've just always done it by hand, because these were always just quick and dirty DIY Christmas gifts. Which, it'd be kind of weird if my brother just starts watching my videos all of a sudden now, because then he'd know what I'm sending him. So this really is the test to see if he watches my videos. Now, what you want to do is, when you tie those knots, tie 3 so you have a lump there so it doesn't go through your material. You want it to actually catch on the material. For a really secure hold, it's good to do a figure 8. I am really like sloppy with my like on camera stuff. I apologize in advance. Maybe if I turn it this way, you can actually see what I'm doing. Ah, yes. So. Oops. Nope, nope, nope. Don't want to tie a knot yet. Okay, what the hell? Oy vey. I am rustier than I thought I was. Oh. So as I was saying, I'm certain people who actually sew are just face palming to the point where their foreheads are red like that old Sokka meme. Honestly, it's DIY. I mean, you're not going to be seeing the seams anyway. It's why I picked a red thread. So it'll kind of blend in anyway. And unless you purposely pull this back and see my awful stitch work. What is that? It's like a silver thread. Don't know. Anyway, unless you like pull back and see this. It'll be fine. So what you want to do is you want to get the smaller teeth and line them up. I have it trying to do 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. So that's all tied off. You want to take your scissors. You want to cut your thread. And you want to retie a knot. You're going to be doing that a lot. With the whole knot tying thing. You're going to be tying so many knots that come your wedding day, they're going to be like, okay, are you ready to tie the knot? And you'll be like, oh yeah, I've done this a million times. And then you realize, oh, I'm an idiot. That's not the same kind of knot. But that's not the point, is it? So we go through. There we go. I should get a bit better as I start doing this. I'll start relearning all my old tactics and tricks. The glorious bit with all of this is it's all really cheap. So you don't really need a ton of materials and time. Well, you need a bit of time, especially if you don't know how to sew. But I mean, oh, I've been off camera. So as you can see with the first one, I just like put a bunch of stitches in it. With this one, I only put the X. It's a bit harder to see, but it's there. Because, I mean, it's not going well. You know, I should probably put more in there. He's kind of a rough and tumble guy. He's rough on his clothes. So I'll put another X in there. I would say put at least 2 to 3 X's per tooth. I'm trying. This is a bit difficult, honestly. I'm trying to balance doing this and showing it to the camera and not stabbing myself in the finger. Because I'm fairly certain showing blood is against terms of service. Okay, so that's the third. See, I just pricked myself. That's the third X. Now I'm going to do the knot trick where I take... Hang on, I'm going to adjust you a little. There we go. So, we're going to take the needle and the thread. You put it through and you pull it. And boom, you have a knot. It's going to stick there. Because it's tie it on. Nice and tight like. I imagine he's gonna give me some grief because the teeth aren't big enough. And he's big manly man. He needs big jagged teeth for his cartoon beanie. Whatever, his girlfriend will probably steal it from him, worst case. Usually want to tie 3 to 4 of these knots. I usually go with 3. Yep. Now looking back on it, I actually did just stitch through, and it came out a bit cleaner. So I think I'm gonna do that just as a comparison, just if you want to like make things easier. I know I do. So we're just gonna do that. I mean, it's the same colored thread, so it shouldn't terribly matter. There we go. Put you through. There. Now it'll stay in place. Maybe I should have watched some sewing videos to just like get a rough idea. See, I'm almost tied the knot. I think that's where it got me last time. Maybe I should have watched some sewing videos to like see what the best camera angles were. But you guys don't really come here for that, do you? You come here for the rough style. Because, I mean, no one's around to tell me what to do and not do. I just gotta teach myself everything I do on this channel. Right, now we're just gonna tie that knot. I must say, that was a lot easier doing that, so that might be what you want to do. Did it turn out looking any different? A bit, but I mean not enough to really matter. I think I made the teeth too small, to be honest. Okay, so I went back and re-sewed it, made it look a little bit nicer because it was a bit jank. You can actually see the teeth now. I used that entire first yard or meter of thread for these 4 teeth just to make sure they're nice and sturdy on there and they're not going to fall off. Now I need to move to the back and do the exact same thing. Okay, so now as you can see, all the teeth are in. Oh, and I've been debating doing this or not on this video, but with the way YouTube's going, I kind of feel like I have to do this once. Fuck. There we go. This channel is not geared towards children. That was the one, curse word for this video. PG-13 content, not for children. Don't let your kids be around needles because they'll prick themselves or something. I don't know. PG-13. Hi, person who's probably reviewing this manually. Anyway, moving on. Now what you want to do is cut out the eyeballs. See, this really isn't PG-13. I was talking about cutting out eyeballs with scissors. Does this sound like PG content? No. So, there's really no trick to any of this. Really, you just cut a decent sized something that passes as a circle. Or in my case, you just cut something and then trim it down to where it's kind of a circle. Oh, I have my hands too high. I keep forgetting the camera placement. Okay. I'm actually not entirely sure on the measurements. So what you can do is just take it and place it on. To me, that looks about right because I'm also adding eyebrows. So this will be enough room for the eye. So now that I have the rough shape, you can just take it and just trim to the rough shape of the one you already have. Let's see here. It's much easier when you can just hold it in your hand and it's not on the sheet anymore. So, here we go. Boom. So there's the eyes. Alright, now what you want to do is we need pupils. So you want to put your white fabric away. We're done with it for this project. Fold it up. Maybe get a, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but maybe get a lint brush if you have animals like I do, because black hairs on white fabric, whatever. Need your black fabric. Okay, fold it like so, to where I've cut before. Alright. So now we can just, might be a bit harder to see, because it's a black. So, I'll just try to hold it in my hand for contrast. So I've already got this like little nubby parts sticking off here. I'll just like cut this down. There. We have a square. So if you just take this and round it off like so. Just take small trimming cuts. Really all you need to do. Boom. Now, going back to this one, you can do like the bigger eyes to fill up most of the white. But I think for his, I'm going to do smaller eyes. I kind of tried to cut them at like an oval almost, actually, because the eyebrows are going to be slanting down like they're all angry and whatever. You know, it's goofy, but it does already look kind of cool. I mentioned where I got this idea towards the end of the video, because I want to give credit where credit's due. Again, just take your piece, put it on your fabric, and just cut out to shape. Got a little extra here. now we can put them on. Ta-da! And we can kind of see what it's gonna look like in a few minutes. Alright. Oops. I didn't re-knot my string. Alright, I'm gonna cut it and be back once that's done. Because I imagine you guys are tired of seeing me tie knots at this point. Okay, so now the thread is tight again. Let's move this eye over here. What you want to do is you want to open up the beanie, get the needle going through the pupil. See, again, I'm stabbing a beanie in its eyeball with a needle. This is not kid content. And you almost kind of want to make it look like one of those bears from like the old cartoons that have like the X's in the eyes. Honestly, you could just probably leave the X's on the eyes if you want it to be like, oh, it's like a dead thing, like a dead squid on your head. Like I don't know if it shows. Yeah, it shows up. You just do that. I'm not gonna be doing that. I mean, I probably could, but I mean, as is, it'll hold. Like, you don't really need like super whatever, but I'm personally just gonna do like another round and tie it off, just for stability. I did the X. Now I'm gonna go widthways just for support. Now for it to tie it off, just poke it near the center, run it back through, kind of look inside, and bing bam boom. You have to kind of turn it inside out a little bit so you can see the strings. You don't want that scratch rubbing on your head, so you gotta trim them. And you have an eye on. See? That's not that bad. Needle in your eyes. What was Isaac Clarke complaining about? It's fine. But now I have to tie that knot again. BRB.
Why, hello there, Clarice. I can see into your soul even though I just had stitches in my eyeballs. Bad joke? Is this uncomfortable? Can you feel it staring into your soul, Mr. Krabs? Ah, well.
Alright, so I bet you're wondering, oh, well, you used red thread and it's very, noticeable. Well, you'd be right. 10 points if you can guess what I'm gonna do next. I gave you a hint earlier in the video. Don't you scroll back. The answer to our problems is a Sharpie. You just take your Sharpie, like so, and you just color over the thread. Boom! Instantly less noticeable, eh? Now, I don't know if this will wash off in a washing machine. I've never washed any of these. Like, I still even made mine. I've made everyone else's but mine. And that was like a year ago I started making these things. So, this is the first one I made in a year. Which is why I was a bit rusty at the beginning. But now I think I've got the hang of it. Alright. So.
Is this any less creepy, Clarice? Now that I don't have stitches in my eyeballs? Huh? Is it better? Huh.
You know, you're a bit crooked.
Yeah. Now it looks a tad better.
Ah, well, it don't matter. Now for the eyebrows. He's gonna want angry eyebrows, because I know him. Ooh, I got marker on my fingers from the threads. Must still be wet. I'll have to touch him up again, probably. Alright, well. Get some angry eyebrows up in here. I think that was an old Sharpie, because it's like, it smells like alcohol. And they haven't smelled like that in a while. You know? I just don't think that's what he's going to be going for. I think he wants like the angry, I'm gonna like have Bruce Lee Kung Fu beat you up eyebrows. So, let's give it another shot. We need very angular. I don't know. What do you think of that? Oh, not like you have much input at the exact second. You have to wait till the video's up. Yeah, I do have an idea on how I want to do the eyebrows, but I don't got the jump cut to do it. BRB. Okay, so I think I have a pattern that I like enough for the eyebrows. It turned out a bit more cartoony than I would like, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think my brother can accept a free beanie, okay? If he doesn't like it, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what's wrong with your sense of taste. This is like peak fashion. So, what you want to do is just place one of these eyebrows aside. Take your newly threaded needle. Do the same thing as before and just put your hand through it. And get the needle going through the eyebrow. Oops. Well, apparently I need to make a bigger knot, because it came right through the material. 'Tis a shame. Alright, there. That should be more than big enough. Alright. Yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna get over here so you can see what I'm doing. Because I'm going at this thinking there are people who, if they are watching this, have some degree of sewing experience. But I need to remember that plenty of people, in fact, do not have any sewing experience. So maybe watching me will help you understand a bit better. And yes, I changed the color of the thread. I was running out of red, so I swapped to a gray. Okay, so I think with that I can tie it off. If I could just... Ow! I pricked myself with the needle. Good thing this is a red beanie. Because if I prick my finger, I can pull that joke like the captain where they were going into battle and he said to bring me my red shirt. So no one could tell him he was bleeding. Luckily, I don't seem to be bleeding. So you do have to be a bit careful when you're doing this. I don't know if that got through all the way. So I'm going to knot it again. It's a bit of a slow process. But we have an eyebrow. And we have the eyebrows on. I don't know if you can hear that. It started raining, so if that's what you're hearing in the background, then whatever. So we have the eyebrows on. I tried to do like the one eyebrow, like, you looking at me? You looking at me? So we just take our Sharpie and we color in those lines. Make them all nice and pretty like. And we're done. We've made a Monster Beanie. I think they're a bit jagged, but it actually looks a bit better when you're actually wearing it. So I guess the only thing left is to put it on and see how it looks. So what do you think? Look deeply into my eyeballs. So anyway, as you can see, I got a little bit of hair sticking out. Whatever. As you can see, it's a bit cartoony, it's a little silly, but I mean, at the end of the day, that was kind of the purpose. I mean, look at this one. So cutesy. And this one was supposed to be kind of like, oh, I'm grumpy, I'm mean. So, to give credit where credit's due, I kind of stole this idea from a webcomic creator I read all the time. Her name's Ginny Breeden. She creates The Devil's Panties. Great comic. I recommend you check it out. It's highly hilarious. It's been going since 1998, so there's over close to 2 decades worth of comic material. Like, she has books, she has plushies. I'll try to include a comic link in the description below where they have the hats on. I think it's supposed to be like a sea lamprey, but with like teeth and everything. I will say maybe try out the teeth before, because the where these are, it kind of like gets right in your like field of vision. But I mean, the point of this is like to be goofy, not to be super functional. If you wanted to be super functional, just don't sew any of this crap on it to begin with. But anyway, once again, I'll link the beanies down below. If you want to see me make any more, because this one was a bit rushed, I admit there are some things I would openly change about it. I know it's not perfect. This one, I took my time with. I mean, it was goofy, but I can make one better. I made one out of a black beanie for another friend of mine. It looked like Venom was basically on her head. So if you want to see me make any more, if you want me just to like, I don't know, put like a picture of all the beanies like in a row like on Twitter or something, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to get that done. And thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it was a bit of a long one, it was a bit all over the place, but just because I haven't done this in a while, you know, it is what it is. A bit rusty, it's been over a year, but thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.
Now I just need a good thumbnail.
I think that was a good thumbnail. Let's wrap it up.